Hey guys, I'm here on my Leaps ReBounds rebounder mini trampoline. This is the 48 inch and they also offer a 40 inch. And I just wanted to kind of do a review and sort of compare it to the Bellicon. So over Christmas break, we went and visited my family. My grandpa had recently gotten a Bellicon and he was bouncing on it and helping him with stability and whatnot. So while we were there, it was out in the living room, and every day we would just get on there as we're sitting around and just kind of bounce on it and jump and just kind of have a good time. So when we came home, my husband and I were talking and we're like, gee, we should get one of those for our in-home gym. And so I was looking up on Amazon and found one with 5-star review. So I decided to get that one. And it was a bungee system, so it had bungees, and it came, we got it all set up and everything. I stand on it, and seriously, the mat like squishes down in the center, so causing it so that whenever I stood on it, my feet tilted because the mat was not tight at all, like it stretched down. And to add to that, the bungees were very thin, like they were nowhere near as thick as this or the Bellicon. And to the point where as you bounced on it, when you kind of hit the bottom of your bounce, you could feel the bungees give out, like they had reached their maximum stretch. And so you would get like this thud every time you bounced on it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not even fun. Like I don't even have any desire to get on this rebounder, the one from Amazon. So we sent it back. That one cost me $105, okay? So I called my dad up and asked him what my grandpa's trampoline was, and he told me that it was a Bellicon. Okay, so I'm like, oh, okay, great. Type in Bellicon on Google. First thing that comes up, $1,049 for a trampoline, a mini trampoline. A 49-inch trampoline was $1,049. You guys, that's absurd. That is unreal. I don't know. To me, for my use, that's unreal. Okay, so that just was out of the question. I mean, even the cheapest Bellicon that I could get off their website was a small. I think that the jump mat, like the mat size, was like 27 inches. It was their smallest version, and it was still $500 for that one. So I was doing research because I'm like, gee, I just can't fork out $500, $700, $1,000 for a trampoline. I'm not willing to do that. So I kept looking for springless bungee system rebounders. And I found several different brands, and then I came across Leaps ReBounds. And as I got looking at their fasteners and stuff like that, it looked exactly like the Bellicon. Like this looks exactly like the Bellicon, okay? So these fastener clips are the same. The way that the bungees hook on, so it hooks around on one side and then goes over the frame and then hooks the same way around on the back side. And even the way that these bungees are made, it reminds me a lot of the Bellicon ones, okay? So it's got this metal crimp there that holds them together, and it actually, I'm impressed. I was a little bit concerned about that, but now that I've been on it and stuff, I'm not concerned about those metal crimps at all anymore. So anyway, I figured this Leaps ReBounds one, it was $189.95, and then they had a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So I decided to go ahead and try that because I had been burned by the Amazon one, which was 5 stars. So I was like, well, at least this one, if we don't like it, we can send it back and get refunded for it. So it showed up and we put it all together. It was very easy to put together, and I love it. I absolutely love it. My husband and I, we both we take turns getting on it and stuff. Like it's so much fun to bounce on. And that was one of the biggest things that we liked about the Bellicon, was that it was so firm and like when you bounced, it kind of like gave you a little spring back, you know? So it like made it more fun that you kind of like bounce instead of that other one where it's just like thud, 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 you know, like it just felt like you're bouncing essentially on the ground, but less comfortable. So this one, it bounces just like the one that my grandpa had, just like the Bellicon. And so with that, I wanted to kind of go over some of the features of the Leaps and Rebounds and kind of compare it to the Bellicon from my experience jumping on my grandfather's. So my grandpa's, his was the 44-inch Bellicon, which is from here to here, like the frame size, not the mat size. So this one is actually bigger by a little bit. So this one's 48 inches from here to here. So it's 4 inches bigger, which means that the mat size is also larger. Also, with Bellicon, one of the great things about that company is that you can actually customize your rebounder to fit your body weight and kind of what you want to use it for. But essentially, it's pretty basic. Okay, you can like adjust what your frame's made out of. You can adjust if you can have a stability bar or a balance bar. You can adjust the strength of your bungees, and you can adjust the color of your mat and your bungees. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's what Bellicon offers. Okay, so you're paying $700 for the equivalent, the largest size, the basic version, which is the same material essentially as this stuff, just a steel. So $700 for their 49-inch one, whereas this one, $190 for the 48-inch one. Okay, so I don't know. That seems unreal to me. Just fantastic that Leaps and Bounds can offer this product for that much of a price difference. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the bungees. So with Leaps and Rebounds, you cannot choose the strength of your bungees. You just get what you get, and they're all the same. Okay. So after jumping on my grandpa's, his bungees were extra strong in the Bellicon. And after jumping on this one, I would definitely put this one between a strong and an extra strong. In fact, I would guess that it's probably more similar to the extra strong version of the Bellicon's bungees. So just kind of so you know how to gauge that. That's one difference, is the adjustability of the bungees. But really for average size people like my husband and I, were between 150 and 160. And, you know, it works perfect for us. It's so much fun to jump on. And it doesn't feel too tight. It doesn't feel too soft. I would say it's definitely on the more strong end than like loose end or weaker end. The bungees are stronger. So the frame, it connects in 4 pieces. So from here to here is a piece. So it has these curved pieces with 2 little nubs to screw the legs into. And it just kind of clips together with these little push buttons. They're actually kind of difficult to push, but then they just pop right into holes and holds together really nice actually. Like, I feel like it's pretty solid, pretty sturdy. The one thing that we did notice was that the legs were a little bit, I don't know if this is true, but they look like they're a little bit slanted inwards, like this. This is obviously like an exaggerated thing, but just like a teeny bit. So they don't look like they're perfectly straight. So I don't know if that's a quality thing or if it's by design. I don't really know, but you know what? I'm like, we've looked, my husband's a welding engineer. He's looked at the welds and stuff, and you know, it looks like it's pretty sturdy. It's gonna hold up. So, yeah, so we already talked about the fasteners. Those are the same as the Bellicon. I guess I should mention this, that the Leaps and Rebounds sits 13 inches off the ground. So this particular one, I believe the smaller one sits 11 inches off the ground, but the 48-inch Leaps and Rebounds trampoline sits 13 inches from the ground to here. And the Bellicon is like somewhere around 24 inches off the ground. So quite a bit taller off the ground. And I don't really know why they do that, because when we're bouncing on this, we're nowhere near the ground at 13 inches, so I don't know why bouncing it up to 24 inches off the ground is a thing, but maybe it's just their brand differentiation. So I feel like the height of it is not an issue for me. So the next difference or thing about the Leaps ReBounds is that it's got this protective flap here. So it's attached to the mat and it just flaps right over the fasteners, the bungees out to the frame. So to me, this is a nice feature if you have little kids bouncing on this so their feet don't pop through. Also, you know, as you're bouncing on it, then if you accidentally like overstep the mat, you're just bouncing, you just like go right on the bungee. There are the fasteners, you can still feel them I wouldn't recommend like using this as the mat, like going out that far because it's a little bit uncomfortable. You can still feel the fasteners, but at least your toes not falling through or getting hooked on something. So that's pretty nice. And I will say with this flap, this is something that the Bellicon does not have. However, it does cause a little bit of noise as you bounce. So every time you bounce, it kind of makes, you know, the fabric rubbing noise as the flap rubs on the bungees here. So it's kind of like, you know, every time you bounce, it just kind of does that noise. But it's really not terrible. It's not super loud or anything like that. And so it really it's not an issue for me. Okay, and then the mat, I would say that the mat feels very similar to the Bellicon. So whatever it's made out of, the quality, it doesn't stretch, it's pretty taut, and that's a combination of the mat material and how it's made and the bungee strength. So overall, we are so pleased with this brand, the Leaps ReBounds rebounder, and for a fraction of the price. I mean, like, you're paying less than a fourth of what the equivalent in a Bellicon would be. And that's just, I mean, I feel so grateful to Leaps ReBounds that they created a bungee styled springless rebounder that's strong and taut and gives you a nice good bounce, equivalent to the Bellicon without the price. So if you were to ask me, I would highly recommend it. I mean, what do you have to lose? There's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, and we've had a really great time on ours, and we're very pleased with it. So that's my review, and I hope you look into it. Have a good day.